Hey guys, if you are watching this video from my cat's true crime and makeup channel, please just go ahead on my original channel. The link is in the description under this video because I will be posting more frequently on that channel rather than this one. This is going to just be a backup. So on Catalina Lupsa YouTube channel, that's the channel where I'm going to be posting regularly. So on that channel, the video will be published much earlier than on here. Okay. Oh God, we've got a case today, guys. It's just completely unbelievable. Desperate to become rich without working hard, a man actually listened to the lies of a shaman and did the unthinkable. And I don't know why I kept on thinking that the way you pronounced shaman is shaman or shaman. I'm not sure, but I think you get what I mean. I'm gonna put it on the screen as well, and I do apologize if I'm not pronouncing this right. But anyway, this guy, he really wanted to become rich at all costs, but without actually working hard. So he listened to the shaman and whatever the shaman told him to do. So this shaman told him that by sleeping with his own daughter, by killing 7 babies, and bearing each of the baby, he will have money. Now, anyone in their right mind wouldn't listen to this, right? It's just unimaginable that someone would even think about something like this. But sadly, in today's video and in our story, this is just not the case. And before we get started, here is cat's Romanian word for today, which is Indonesia. Indonesia. Well done, guys. You just said Indonesia. And now getting back to our story, and as the word says, the Romanian word, today's case takes us to Indonesia. I don't think that I've ever actually covered the case from Indonesia. Regardless, and with apologies in advance, I'm gonna say again, I'm going to get a lot of names wrong. So let's just get started already. On 15th of June 2023, the residents of Tanjung Village, South Purwokerto district were shocked by the discovery of a baby's skeleton in an empty land on the edge of the Banjaran River. Initially, one skeleton was found by residents when they were actually leveling the land. However, a few days later, 3 more baby skeletons were found by 2 workers who were clearing the site of the former pond, the same site that the residents found the first baby. So this would make for a total of 4 skeletons found, although other articles kind of mentioned that there were 5 babies found. Anyway, the police was called and an investigation was initiated. Photos of the search showed search teams scouring a patch of a hillside where it was believed that the babies had been buried. The shocking discovery of the babies in Indonesia helped police uncover an incestuous relationship that a father had with his own daughter. After a few days, the investigation would soon lead police to their suspect, a resident of Tanjung Village, identified only as Ruid or Rudy, depending on the article you are reading, who at the time was 57 years old. After he was arrested, he confessed that he was having sex with his biological 25-year-old daughter for the last 11 years, which means that he abused his own daughter since she was 14 years old. Although I don't actually have a lot of background information, we do know that this man was married 3 times and he had his daughter with his 3rd wife. Now, you might ask yourself, where was she? Where was the wife? How could this abuse over 11 years go on without the girl's mother knowing? Well, it's actually believed that the mother was aware of the father's sexual relationship with E, their daughter, known only by her initial, and even helped her own daughter give birth to the babies. Which I'm going to repeat again, her own father's babies as well. So technically also her sisters, her siblings. According to police though, the girl's mother couldn't actually do much to stop Rudy from abusing their child because he threatened her that if she talks, she will be killed as well. I mean, this is just completely insane. And you know what, actually, during my research, there were a lot of articles referring to R and his daughter as being in a relationship. And I keep coming across this and it really disturbs me. And I just cannot understand how can people, especially in the media, as in the reporters who are writing these articles, refer to a 14-year-old and a grown person as being in a relationship. No, guys, that's just not right. She was a child and he was the adult. He abused her. He abused her. They had absolutely no relationship apart from the fact that they were father and daughter. Why is it that the media, in my opinion, is kind of like trying to normalize predator behavior and pedos and sexual abuse of a child? The abuse, as I said, of E went on for years, more specifically for 11 years. As a result of this, 7 babies were born. So E, she gave birth to 7 babies, all of them, I'm gonna repeat again, being her father's babies as well. There were 5 boys and 2 girls, the last baby being born in 2021. Rudy, the monster in this story, confessed to killing all 7 of the babies by suffocating them shortly after they were born. He then buried them at the former pond site. According to investigators, Rudy began having sex with E, or should I say began abusing E, on the advice of a shaman he met while working as a construction laborer in Clayton in 2011. It seems that Rudy migrated to Clayton Regency, Central Java, and it was in Clayton that he met this so-called shaman. The shaman told him that if he really wanted to be rich, he had to have sex with his own daughter 7 times. If the baby resulting from this intercourse, or should I say rape, is born, then the baby must be buried alive. And this has to be done to complete the circle, and it needs to be done 7 times. Banyuma's police chief, Agus Supriyadi Siswanto, added in 2023 that it was possible there was more than one suspect involved in the case. However, the police chief said that the police have enough evidence against Rudy as the main suspect in this case. The police also concluded that the horrendous act started from before the birth of the first baby in 2013, right up to the 7th birth in 2021. He also said, and I quote, now please keep in mind that this quote is translated, based on the suspect's confession, there are still 3 infant bodies that he killed and buried at that location. This is in addition to the 4 infant skeletons we found between June 15 and June 21st, end of quote. The police also revealed that Rudy was suspected of killing all the babies by suffocating them with a cloth over their noses until they sadly passed away. The Banyumas Police Crime Investigation Unit excavated the pond area, but they were not able to find the remaining 3 baby skeletons. It was also revealed that Rudy had 3 wives, where the 3rd wife was said to have assisted the daughter in giving birth to the babies. The 3rd wife claimed that Rudy allegedly threatened to murder her if she had ever spoken to anyone about this issue. Now, from my understanding, this Rudy guy, he actually had 3 wives at the same time. So obviously I went down the Google rabbit hole, and as it turns out, side note, and please correct me if I'm wrong, polygamy in Indonesia is legal. According to Wikipedia, at least from what I've read, having the largest Muslim population in the world, polygamy in Indonesia is not practiced only by Muslims, but also by non-Muslim minorities, such as the Balinese and the Papuans. A Muslim can have up to 4 wives, and this is actually allowed by Islam as long as the man treats his wives equally and can financially support all of them. Even though legal, polygamy faced intense opposition in Indonesia, and recent restrictions have harsher penalties for unlawfully contracted polygamous unions, and polygamy is said to be on the decline. Indonesian military staff are only allowed to practice polygamy if their religion allows it. They also have to show the government that the first wife is unable to carry out her duties as a wife. Indonesian civil servants are not allowed to practice polygamy. In late April 2008, a rally of Indonesian women led a protest against the laws allowing for polygamy and polygamous marriages, urging the government to enact a complete ban over these types of marriages. Male Indonesian politicians were found to be largely opposed, and the ban didn't take place. So anyway, going back to our case. Apart from Rudy threatening his third wife, known only by the initial S, he also threatened his daughter E not to report this to anyone. Like I said, Rudy's abuse was known by his third wife as well. According to the police, based on the statements from E and S, they didn't dare to report because they were under threat. If this became known to the public, they were threatened with death. Rudy also threatened his other children not to say anything to anyone. So finally, Rudy was named as a suspect, and this was made official. He was charged under Article 340 of the Criminal Code about premeditated murder. Additionally, he was also charged under Article 80 of Law Number 35 of 2014 concerning changes to Law Number 23 of 2002 concerning child protection. Due to his actions, Rudy is facing the possibility of life in prison or the death penalty. As of 2023, police were still investigating whether there were other perpetrators involved in this or not. They are also looking into the story of this shaman. Psychologists for the Women and Children Protection Technical Unit of Banyumas district stated that after everything, E was in a stable psychological condition. Based on the story shared by E, she started having intercourse with her father in 2013. I wouldn't exactly call this intercourse. At that time, she felt very depressed and had refused her father's wishes. However, he forced and threatened her. Well, obviously, and just like I said, I wouldn't exactly call this intercourse. It was rape, abuse, sexual assault. Not intercourse, no, not intercourse. He also mentioned that she was under a lot of pressure from him, and when she refused to do what he asked, he even threatened her with a machete. It's not known at what age, but according to E, after the abuse by her father, E also had a relationship with her boyfriend, which resulted in the birth of a child. But the child was adopted by someone else. After that, again, she was approached by her father and she was threatened. She just had absolutely no choice. Zenuri Hidayat, forensic doctor at the Margono Sokarjo Regional General Hospital, said that when he first received the bones found, officers believed that these bones were actually animal bones. However, after being arranged and counted, the bones turned out to be those of babies who were old enough to be born. At the location where the bones were found, police were still continuing their search because Rudy admitted to killing 7 babies, but only the bones of 4 babies were found. However, the search only resulted in a tomb being found containing baby wrapping cloth. Oh, and I'm almost at the end of this video and I still didn't finish my makeup. Oh god, sorry guys. So I'm going to have to do most of the rest off camera, but I don't have a lot left. I don't have any more details, sadly, but all I can say is that despite carrying out the shaman's instructions, Rudy is still poor, which, you know, is not even important in my opinion. As for the shaman, If you don't know what a shaman is, which I doubt you don't, I will say it anyway for those of you who actually don't know. Shamanism or shamanism is a religious practice that involves a practitioner, also called a shaman or shaman, who interacts with the spirit world through altered states of consciousness such as a trance. The purpose of this is usually to direct spirits or spiritual energies into the physical world for the purpose of healing, divination, or to help human beings in some other kind of way. In the 20th century, non-indigenous Westerners involved in countercultural movements such as hippies and the New Age created modern magical religious practices influenced by their ideas of various indigenous religions, creating what is known as neo-shamanism or the neo-shamanic movement. This evidently faced a backlash and accusations of cultural appropriation, exploitation, and misrepresentation, when outside observers have tried to practice the ceremonies of or represent centuries-old cultures to which they just do not belong. Historically, shamanism is associated with indigenous and tribal societies and involves the beliefs that shamans with a connection to the other world have the power to heal the sick, communicate with spirits, and escort souls of the dead to the afterlife. The origins stem from indigenous people of far northern Europe and Siberia. There are many variations of shamanism throughout the world, but a few common beliefs are shared by all forms of shamanism. These beliefs are that spirits exist and they play important roles in individual lives and in human society. The shaman can communicate with the spirit world. Spirits can be benevolent or malevolent. The shaman can treat sickness caused by malevolent spirits. The shaman can employ trances, inducing techniques to incite visionary ecstasy and to go on vision quests. The shaman spirit can leave the body to enter the supernatural world to search for answers. The shaman evokes the animal images as spirit guides, omens, and message bearers, and the shaman can perform other forms of divination, scry, throw bones or runes, and sometimes foretell of future events. Shamans try to heal illnesses through offerings to the spirits, such as with meals or with a sacrifice of a chicken, pig, cow, or other animal. In monk culture, the souls of sacrificial animals are connected to human souls. Therefore, a shaman uses an animal soul to support or protect his patient's soul. But they do not do human sacrifices. So I don't quite believe Rudy's story here, if I'm honest with you. And as far as I know, the skeletons of 2 of the babies are still believed to be missing, and the police are still searching the area with sniffer dogs. This is from the last article I've read, which was from 2022, I believe. And honestly, guys, it's just a horrific case all around, and I have to say that this could have definitely been stopped. Rudy's wife could have gone to the police to even tell them that he threatened her, and maybe, you know, they would have arrested him and prevent his abuse over the 11 years and even more babies dying. And this was such a needless loss of poor innocent babies. 7 babies is just unbelievable, just in the hopes that he would be rich. Although I have to say, I don't believe his story at all. I don't. But you guys, please let me know what do you guys think in the comment section down below. For now, thank you so much for watching. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. And happy Valentine's Day. Bye.